Hi, Stocky. I'm starting my university semester, and I just received my scholarship and grant money. Ah, damn, you had this one ready to go. And grant money, which after covering school expenses, I have about $6,000. I plan to allocate $5,000 of that for rent, $1,000 per month, and I already paid my first month on a credit card that has a limit of $3,700, 0% interest for 12 months. And the remaining $1,000 for essentials like food and occasional activities. I won't be getting a job during the school year since my school workload is going to be heavy, and I am doing an unpaid research project. Now, my question is, with that $6,000, should I keep it in my bank account to cover rent and expenses directly, or invest it in something safe like Robinhood's APY gold account or an ETF stock, given that I need to withdraw $1,000 monthly for rent? I was also thinking of using my credit card for the next 2 months for rent and expenses so I can max my card and slowly pay it back throughout the year. So all right, my man, here's what I'm gonna say, okay? If you put your money into the market, okay, and the market goes down and you're not making any money and you put all of your expenses on a credit card at 26% APY, what are you gonna do? Sell those equities for a loss to then pay off your credit card so you don't get hit with the interest? Keep that money in the equities and then hit 26% interest? No, bro, no. You don't have a job unless you have a family member who can like fucking send you money, or you are selling your asshole behind a gas station for good money. There is no way you should be putting all of your expenses on a credit card when you have $6,000 to your name and no way of making income. Okay? Maybe you have 2 healthy kidneys, but either way, okay, I get what you're saying, put it all on my credit card and then just pay it off slowly so I have more money to put into the market. No, you're thinking this wrong. You're thinking if everything goes right, if one thing out of those 6 things goes wrong, you are fucked. That is not what you want to do. Don't focus on the market. Keep it in a high yield savings account. That's fine. I think Robinhood Gold is you're only paying $5 a month to keep that. That's probably not that bad. I don't know if SoFi is offering the same or more right now. Keep it in the high yield savings account. You're probably not going to even have it for the full year to get all the interest, but at least it's making some money while you're there. You don't need to be focusing on that. You need to be focusing on making sure you don't go in debt. Because let me tell you something right now. I know other people can understand this. I've said it many, many times before. Having $1,000 is not a lot of money. Owing $1,000 is. Big difference. I'm glad you asked me, because I know that like anybody else, in this space is probably going to tell you like, oh man, well just put it in this. This is a guarantee, or buy this and this is only going to go up, or this will give you this. No, I love that you want to get into investing early. That's great. But you need to do that when you have a stable source of income. Okay. Put a high yield savings account, get some money. That's fine. Hell, you could put 2-month treasuries if you want. That's another option. It locks up for 2 months, but you still have 2/3 of your money for you have $5,000 left over. Put $2,000 in a 2-month treasury, $1,000 for your emergency fund, and $2,000 to pay off your rent during that time. And in 2 months, you got it. If you got more income after that, you can do a ladder, right? You can do a CD ladder if you want. There's options there. Okay. But I want you to think about something. Putting money away at 4 or 5% with a chance of losing 26% or paying 26% to make 5%. I want you to think about that. Let's do some math. That's negative 21%. So living on credit cards when you don't have an income is a no. Putting it all in the market is also a no, in my opinion. Okay. I know there's FOMO, the market's going, there's money, and you want to make sure that you're invested. But let me tell you something. That credit card is going to compound a lot worse than the market can go. Even if we continue on a bull run, that's not how it works. Now, if you do use your credit card for things, that's fine, as long as you have the money that's not locked up in something risky to pay it off. Because remember, when you open your credit card statement, there's only 3 things you need to pay attention to: current balance, statement balance, and date due. Pay off the statement balance the day before the date due. You're golden. You carry the remaining over, and there's no interest. The only thing that has interest attached to it is the statement balance. As long as that's paid off when it rolls over, the rest of it carries over, okay? And that's credit card utilization. That builds your credit. So use your credit card as long as you have money to set aside to pay for it so you don't miss a payment, right? And just make sure you pay off your statement balance before the due date. Carry the remaining of the current balance, which has no interest attached to it. That gives you credit card utilization that builds your credit while hitting no interest. No, it doesn't. That's fake news. Which part is fake news? Make that a clip. That was one of my first TikTok videos, and I explained it very badly, not as good as that, and it got like 7 million views. Having a balance doesn't build credit, just pay it off over time. When you're in your early 19, 20, 21, and you don't have a mortgage, you don't have a credit history or whatever, banks want to make money off of you. Okay, if you just buy something with a credit card for $5 and pay it off immediately and then don't use your card again, that doesn't really give you a credit history. It doesn't give you a credit utilization. They want to see that you can carry a balance, that you can pay it off. Hopefully that you miss it, but that you can eventually pay it off. Okay, I said credit card utilization. Okay, utilizing your credit card, carrying that balance that's not, you can pay off. You can pay off the current balance if you want. But I'm saying he doesn't have a lump sum to do that. What I'm saying is there are people that look at their credit card statement and see current balance is $5,000. I can't pay all that, so I'm going to pay the minimum balance. but don't realize that statement balance is 1,200. That's what carries the interest. Pay off the 1,200. You don't have to, if you don't have the money to pay off the full current, that's fine. Make sure you pay off the statement balance so that way when it carries over, you don't get hit on any interest. This is why you add your kids to your account when they're 14 as an authorized user and don't tell them or give them a card. That's all good and great until you fuck up and your kids are ruined for the rest of their life because you made a mistake, or you keep them on and then they go on a spending spree. That would never happen to me, Stocky. Well, guess what? You lose your job. All of a sudden, things are bad. You don't have a way of getting income right now. You're living paycheck to paycheck. And all of a sudden, you're like, man, oh, that's right. I have a credit card in their name. I'll just use it for now. I'll pay it back before it's then something else happens. Now your kid goes the rest of their life fucked up. How do you handle a credit card that has gotten out of control? Well, it depends. How many credit cards you have and which one. The best way is understanding what got you in that situation and to fix it. There's no point in going for a solution if it's only going to cause more problems. One of the best ways is a personal loan. You can go, credit unions do a good job. Even if they charge you 10 or 11% for consolidation personal loan, that's still better than 27%. And you can take that personal loan for the amount that you owe on the credit card, pay that off in one go, and work on paying that personalized loan. You're basically stopping the snowball at 26%, transferring it to 11%, which is more manageable. Yeah, never max out your credit card. I never, ever max out my credit card. It's better to have, for people that are responsible, it's better to have 3 credit cards that you only do 10, 15% on each card than one card with 45 or 55%. It's just better. That I don't like having multiple credit cards. I have 3 credit cards. One of them I never use. It's just an emergency. And then the other 2, I just switch between the 2. My balance use is pretty high, but I don't like the idea of having too much on one card just because it's a big balance and it carries over as well. Yeah, carrying too big of a balance does look bad on your credit report as well. Stocky being wholesome on a DGen Friday. Okay, you're right. I need to start pissing people off more. Okay, let's keep going through. What do we got here? Stocky would like to raid my friend who's a small streamer today. I have the channel points to redeem for it. Just want to make sure you don't already have someone before I redeem. Thanks. Yeah, somebody actually used their marble wins yesterday to do it, but I didn't see it, and they didn't see it. I didn't see it until I went back on the VOD, but they haven't said anything today. Have you looked at DD? No, I remember we played DD and held it till it went OTC, and then somehow it ended up going up like 400%, and we made good money on it. Does carrying no balance hurt you too? No, it doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt you. There's a lot of misunderstandings about how it works because everybody's situation is different. Having a credit card with no balance doesn't hurt you. Okay, it doesn't hurt you. You know, it can hurt you if there's a fee attached to it, like you have to use a certain, or you get hit with a maintenance fee or something like that, or you have to carry a minimum balance in order to keep it open. Other than that, I have one credit card that I haven't used. I only use once a year. I use it once a year, and I use it for gas. Once a year, I'll use it for gas and then pay it off the next day, just so I keep it open so they don't shut it down on me. But no, having a credit card without using it doesn't hurt you. Now, if you don't use it and they close the account, that will show up on your report. That's why I said I always use it once a year, because they will shut it down for inactivity, and that could affect you. But as far as having one that you don't use outside of maybe just keeping it, using it once for that, doesn't hurt you. But the question is then why do you have that credit card? You know what I mean? I have an emergency one that is in my wife and I's name that we keep in case something happens to one of us, or we keep outside of our wallets and our things. We keep it. It's in a fireproof safe in the house. So if I lose my wallet, or she loses her purse, or there's a house fire or something like that, we have one credit card that is a joint credit card that we keep in a fireproof safe that we have for an emergency. Because otherwise, it's a pain in the. It's just one of those things, and that's the one that we take out and we go buy gas and could put it back in. That reminds me to go buy a latte. Your wife definitely has secret credit cards. I still can't believe that I saw. I still can't believe that I saw that thing. My wife, I never go through her stuff. I don't go through my wife's stuff, and my wife doesn't go through my stuff. Like my phone, like you can always tell somebody who's got something to hide. Like they have their phone like always passcoded, and they're always like looking at it with the screen away from you, and they always keep it face down. Like I used to keep mine face down because I used to be a fucking shithead back in the day. I was a fucking cheating little fucking fuckboy back in the day. So I used to have to do that shit. I don't do that anymore. I'm not that person anymore, but it took me a while to do it. But still, my wife, the only reason I have a passcode now is because my kids accidentally open up my phone and delete the apps. But my wife has my passcode. My phone is that we don't go through each other's stuff. Can if we want. We have nothing to hide from each other. I use my burner phone for that. But she left her email open on my computer. And I was about to click off until I saw this. It said, Robinhood, your individual account equities reoccurring investment summary. Now, I know I shouldn't have clicked on it, okay? I know I shouldn't have clicked on it. I understand that. But I was like, All right, let me just see. Let me just take a little peek. For the past 3 years, she has been dollar cost averaging $40 a day on VU every single day for 3 years. $5 a day on the Indian market. $40 a day, dollar cost averaging for 3 years. That means she was buying in 2022 recession. That means that's why I tell you guys the dollar cost averaging, even if he's doing it daily, is insane. I mean, think about that. She has been buying every single day, okay, since at least 2023. That means she's been buying every day through every single dip, every time salmon showed up, there was a buy all the way down.